for coming to our first CitiStat. At this point, it is my pleasure to introduce our Honorable Mayor, Rita Sior.
Thank you, everyone, and I'm particularly grateful that we're partnering with DCA, Division of Community Affairs, on this initiative. As many of you know, DCA is our financial monitor. Every paperclip that we have to buy, every hire we have to make has to be approved by DCA. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because last year they gave us $47 million, and out of a $280 million budget, that's a lot. And my first year, the reason why Trenton is in such dire straits is when Chris Christie came to office, we got 47 last year. Chris Christie cut our direct state aid to $6 million. So for all the 8 years of Chris Christie's administration, we got $6 million a year. Once Governor Murphy started going up to $47 million, DCA has given us the authority to introduce a budget with a $55 million figure, and we hope that that stays. So this really helps keep taxes down, keep services up, and we want to be responsive. And the whole purpose of CitiStat is for you, the residents, the taxpayers, the people of Trenton, to come and talk to each one of our directors. We have 10 directors, whether it's police, fire, water, sanitation, which is public works, recreation, health, all have various responsibilities for making our city work. And you get to actually talk one-on-one with the directors. So I'm really excited about this initiative. I'm grateful we have to give DCA the credit because they've given us some money. But they encouraged us to do this, and we're excited. They did this in Atlantic City, and we think this is a great way to have a conversation with our residents. We have our directors here, and we're excited about that, and we have DCA here. We turn it directly over to you. Okay, so we're going to take DCA. They will be answering questions. Richard Brickadella is the big cheese over there. He is in charge of local government services, and he actually is more helpful to us than hurtful, but sometimes he says no, and we don't like that. But he really helps us, and we really appreciate his friendship and coordination on getting the things done in our city. So I'm going to turn it over to Rick Brickadella, who's going to explain DCA's involvement and how we can all work together. And again, if you have any questions about DCA's monitorship of our city, please ask. This is the person to ask. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And good morning to everyone. Can we move to the... I'm doing it? Okay. I got it. So this morning you're going to hear, you have already heard from the mayor, the business administrator, Maria, who you've also heard introduce the mayor, is going to be speaking later. Dr. Levy from Stockton University, who has partnered with us in Trenton and also in Atlantic City, and we're planning on using her probably up in Camden and in Patterson soon. And myself, Rick Richardella, who's the local assistance bureau. A little bit on my background, I'm a retired police chief from North Jersey, and I've been with the division for 20 years since I retired. No, I'm not a double dipper. So some of the things that we like to talk about when we do these programs is the fact that people aren't aware of what the Division of Local Government Services and the Department of Community Affairs really does. So our commissioner, why does he keep doing that? It's a techie guy. It's a techie guy. I know. Our Commissioner Suarez likes to let everybody know who's in the audience about all the programs that are available, not only from local government services, but that are available from the rest of the Department of Community Affairs. So we like to share that we have codes and standards, housing and community resources, local planning office, which by the way, they did a report here in Trenton a few years back. Division of Fire Safety, who could come out and help you with smoke alarms and things of that sort. Disaster control, ever since Sandy, the commissioner started this new program, put it in place. The Office of Information Privacy, which is, I think, a very important program today with what happened with the judge's son. So now we have a privacy program in place. And oversight with the HMFA with the state of New Jersey. Some of the other things that we do for your office, is we provide administrative guidance and financial assistance. We actually have 19 individuals on staff that work with me who have a different variety of expertise. Some are police chiefs, some are fire chiefs, some are code enforcement, some are chief financial officers, business administrators, DPW. So since the commissioner came in and took over, we've really expanded the program. When I first started the program in 2019, we had 5 individuals working for us, and now we have 19. And we provide financial assistance or do studies for municipalities or any other organization that asks for our help at no cost. The other item that the commissioner likes to push, and everybody in this room can go online for it, is there's a link on our website that talks about the DCA program book, and it has all the programs that are available that come out of the Department of Community Affairs. We have over 1,000 employees who work in that building down at DCA, and all the programs are available, and everybody should take advantage of them. So one of the things that I like to talk about is we understand, as the mayor spoke, that there's a financial crisis in Trenton, and the state of New Jersey absolutely helps Trenton. But Trenton is not the only municipality that's struggling today with high taxes and economic uncertainty. So we come along with these municipalities all have financial challenges, and we have some aspects that we try to put in place. The things that we put in place are definitely for efficiency and effectiveness, and DCA has partnered, as I stated earlier, with Stockton University to try and get these programs off the ground. So the purpose of our presentation today is to provide an impartial and comprehensive program to assist the Trenton City residents and the police department. And more importantly, the city residents. We want to be able to take complaints from the city residents on a monthly basis, and they're going to be addressed within 48 hours by the department heads that are here that Maria is going to introduce you to later on. So we have to identify, to work the program to be efficient, effective, and to perform properly to the community. And we've had a lot of success with this program in Atlantic City, as I'm sure Dr. Levy will talk to you about. We seek realistic outcomes for all individuals and entities affected by this program. So, just to let you know that in the many years that we have been here, the state of New Jersey has been paying attention to the complaints that we're getting from residents, because people sometimes bypass the municipality and call right into the Department of Community Affairs. And since 2019, we've been hearing complaints about street lighting, quality of life, open drug markets, quality of life business districts, and economic development. So those have been the major issues that we've been listening to, and we're going to try to address them today at this meeting and make everybody feel a little more comfortable going forward what we're going to be doing. At this time, I'd like to call on Maria Richardson, the PA, to introduce her team.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Rick. Before I introduce the team of directors that are going to be addressing the issues that we're going to be talking here today, I would like to talk a little bit about what is CitiStat. Okay? Because this is a name that I want all of you to be talking about forever now, because this is where you're going to come to try to resolve life of quality issues with the city. So what is CitiStat? It's basically, and you can see it, you can read it in our mission statement. This is a performance-based management system, basically with the purpose of improving government accountability, and that will end up in better services for you, the residents of the city of Trenton. So that is basically the ultimate purpose, is to serve you better. Okay? So what we are going to be doing, as Rick indicated earlier, we are going to have these monthly meetings where you are going to bring your complaints, and we are mandated to give you a prompt response. Those times of you calling and nobody answering, or we not addressing your concerns on a timely basis, we need to start working on diminishing those times and giving a more accurate and promptly response to you, the taxpayers of this city. So CitiStat have several objectives. One of them, as I mentioned before, is strengthen government accountability. We are the guards of the taxpayers' money. So this is one of our purposes, is to be more accountable to how we serve and how we administer the assets of the city. Another one is improving efficiency in city operations. We want to make sure that all the departments are addressing the concerns of the city, the concerns of the taxpayers. We want to make sure that we enhance the delivery of public service. When you come here, we want to address your concerns. We want to give you a response on a timely manner. We also want to encourage collaboration between the departments. We do not want to continue to work in silence where one department is not able to give a response but does not communicate to the department which is able to give the response. Just as we are going to conduct these monthly meetings here with the public, the department directors, the chief of staff of the mayor, myself, and the staff around us will be conducting meetings trying to address and understand the concerns and the priorities of the residents. And lastly, it will increase the resident engagement and trust. As you come here and express your concerns to us, and we respond to you in a timely manner, you will increase your trust with us. We want to hear you. We want you to know that we are listening and that we are acting, and that this is not just a session where you come and complain and nobody is going to take any action. As you heard, we will be mandated to respond within 48 hours. Obviously, if your issue is that we need to fix your sidewalk, that's not going to happen in 48 hours, but somebody is going to be addressing those issues immediately and trying to look for solutions. So, having said that, I would like to introduce the members of the cabinet, the department directors, and I will start with the police director, Steve Wilson. Actually, yes, I want the public to see your faces, so please, as I call your name, stand up here. Dr. Diego Minacapelli, Director of Health and Human Services. Paul Harris, Director of Parks and Recreation, Natural Resources and Culture. Sean Semple, Director of Water and Sewer. We have a director that is hiding on the back, and that is Wally Onitiri, Director of Public Works. And the Department of Law, Director Wesley Bridges. We also have Kenneth Douglas, who is he's the Director of Fire and Public Safety. He is actually attending a conference out of town. And we have our Director of Housing and Economic Development, who is attending another event. And I am pretty sure that I am forgetting, oh yes, we have our Director of Courts, Tanya Stewart. And then I am going to ask all the city staff that is also here to stand up, because those are the ones that are going to be, please stand up. Those are the ones that are going to be here working with us, making sure that we provide policy answers and actions to you. And so I am going to call Mr. Rick Ricardella back to the microphone. And thank you, directors. I know that this is a huge ask, but 48 hours.
Thank you, Maria. So the next item that I really want to talk about is why we're all here today, is the actual item that deals with CitiStat. So, excuse me, my phone rings a lot during the day. So CitiStat was created in Baltimore by the city management who had a lot of problems dealing with code enforcement and quality of life complaints. So the mayor at that time put this program together, and it's now all around the United States, where they have meetings in bigger cities weekly with the department heads, and they go over the problems that they have with quality of life issues. Signage, tree limbs down, sidewalks raised, whatever it might be that deals with quality of life. The mayor wanted to address this, and what they did was they created this program called CitiStat. It's a public meeting where the citizens can come in and issue their concerns to the business administrator who runs the meeting and addresses it with that department head. And most of the times, it either goes to the police department, the fire department, or the DPW. But sometimes it goes to the UCC people who are dealing with permits and things of that sort, because they're not getting the permits fast enough. So that's how they created that program, CitiStat. This was not my idea. If it were, I wouldn't be standing here right now. I'd be a millionaire who came up with it. The next item is CompStat, that runs inside the police department. And this was created by Bill Bratton in New York City many, many, many years ago. And I think for those of you who've traveled into New York and you go through the Holland Tunnel and you came out and you saw the people trying to clean your windshield and asking you for a few bucks, that was what CompStat started as. More like quality of life issues. They wanted to get rid of that kind of stuff that was going on. So they created CompStat. And what they were doing was mapping the crimes around the city. And they would then overlap all the crimes into a mapping program. That's what it looked like in Baltimore. These were the crimes that were going on in New York City before they started. And look how much the crime went down in 2019, 5.4%, just by mapping the crimes in the city. So that's why it's important that we had this program in place. And your police director is already having these meetings internally. You may not know it, but every day he has a CompStat meeting with his staff that goes over the crimes. And Dr. Levy and someone from our staff is also assisting the director, helping them with trying to get better programs, computerized programs and things of that sort, so we can map the crimes a little bit better and overlap the area. So that's what how CompStat and CitiStat worked about. So this time I'd like to present Dr. Levy, who comes from Stockton University, to help us. She's been a partner for us in Atlantic City and a partner up here in Trenton, working with the police department and our team. Without further ado, Dr. Levy.
Thank you, Rick. Clearly I need a little step stool. Unlike the VA who wore high heels today, I will be on my tiptoes. Thank you so much for the opportunity to talk a little bit about the CompStat and CitiStat programs. I've been a faculty member at the university for over 20 years, and before that, Rick mentioned a little that my background was with the New York City Police Department, where we had a national grant from the Police Foundation to study their CompStat process. Not CitiStat, that's what started in Baltimore, but CompStat, the accountability for the police department, their internal processes. So in sharing some of that, my background has really been working with the police departments. Now I'm an administrator at the university, but I do some of this work still as I hold a faculty rank. And importantly, accountability for police means accountability for their safety and your safety. And so having CitiStat and CompStat kind of programs allows the city to be accountable for the state of the city in which you live, and the police department to hold a high standard. As the mayor said, this is for you. This is for the community. The CitiStat, which is the external, the one that you get to participate in, allows you to bring concerns, that was mentioned, complaints, I heard that word, but also praise and support for the police department. What I found in Atlantic City during CitiStat is the first few meetings were lots of complaints. Lots of people coming up to the microphone saying, in this area we need this kind of help. In that area we really need support here. We have some lights out, we have public works issues. We're curious about this crime. But as time went on in Atlantic City, what we actually found is community members came back and said, thank you for handling that. And that feedback is important, not only to praise the city for the work that they're doing, but so that they get feedback to know what they did that helped you. So as you engage in the CitiStat process, I ask you to consider bringing your complaints and your concerns, and then also letting the city know what they're doing well that helped you. Because they can think that they've solved your problem, but it might not be in a way that really supported you. So if it's not, you come back and you can frame that as a complaint or a concern. If it is, come back and let them know that the way they handled it is the way you'd prefer it moving forward. That's part of accountability as well. Now I'm going to flip through this slide because nobody wants to look at themselves. And we're going to talk a little bit about exactly what Business Administrator Richardson mentioned before, the 48 hours. So in Trenton, the plan right now is to have the CitiStat meeting once a month rather, on the Thursday. That might change sometimes depending on holidays, so you'll have to stay tuned for the schedule. But it doesn't mean that it takes a full month to get a response. And that's important because as you bring your issue to the CitiStat process, all of the directors that you met today, in addition to ones who will also be here, will take notes, take addresses, take names, and are responsible to not only respond to you within that 48 hours and start that process, but at the next CitiStat meeting, they also have to come and report back on how they addressed your concern. That's the accountability piece. So if you come and you say, this light is unsafe, it's out on a particular address, they're gonna contact you within 48 hours to start that process. And then at the next meeting, before they start taking more questions, they're going to say, there was a light issue at such address, this was addressed on such and such date. There was a concern about trash at this time, it was addressed on this date, and accountability is key. So you're going to hear how all of the directors have changed and addressed those issues, and then also have a chance to, of course, share more of your concerns. Quality of life was mentioned. Crime is just sort of one of the quality of life issues, and at times can be more serious than just the quality of life. It can be about life. But we tend to see a lot of people blame the police department for things that really are not in their jurisdiction. So another thing you're going to notice about CitiStat is that it actually shows the community where they should go to get concerns addressed. So it's probably going to be a learning experience for some of you. I know personally I didn't know much about Department of Public Works until I started doing this and realized how vital it is for the city for them to be involved in this process. So thank you for the time, and I know that Mr. Riccadella and I are here to answer any questions as well as the business administrator if you have them.
So one thing that I wanted to mention to everyone is that someone will be recording the complaints. The business administrator has somebody that's recording everybody's complaint that comes up here or has a question today. And that question then gets filtered to that department head, and usually within 48 hours the complainant is contacted. But like Dr. Levy said, you'll see the complaint up on the PowerPoint in next month, what came in, what day it was handled, and when it was resolved. Same thing, I always like to say when I was on the job as a police chief, quality of life is the easiest thing for a police department or a municipality to handle. Sometimes it's tough to handle crime. Crime is based on economics, but if you want to deal with quality of life, it's one of the easiest things to maintain and pay attention to. And that's what residents are really, really concerned about, the perception that we're handling quality of life. So, any questions from, yes? Oh, I'm sorry, not taking any questions. Okay.
Are we starting now with Q&A?
Pardon me, ma'am?
We can start now with our issues.
Yeah,
Okay, should I stand up?
if you wish.
All right, hi.
You have a microphone?
You have to come to the podium because we are streaming. We
Okay.
are live streaming and we would like to.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I'd like to propose an ordinance, propose an ordinance. Thank you very much for doing this. So I'm Lily Knezovich. I'm a resident of Trenton many years. I'm the president of the Zoning Association. And I want to start, I don't really have a complaint today. I have a praise I want to give, and then some issues I just want to bring to your attention because I have been working with the Department of Public Works. So the first thing is in our neighborhood, we had an issue a couple weeks ago with some work was getting done in a vacant house, and I inquired, another neighbor inquired inspections, housing inspections, because we were worried it was squatters that were in there. And we weren't sure what was getting done because we didn't see a permit. And it turned out to be unpermitted work, and a permit had been applied for, that had to go to zoning, it was denied, and the work was going on anyway. So I want to say the city responded really quickly. The stop work order went up on the house, and so far, no further illegal work was going on, and it just was really quick. So within a day or two, it was all handled, and we don't know if the homeowner is going to still pursue an appeal, but right now, I just want to thank this housing, and I know no one from inspections is here, for that quick response. So thank you, that was really great. Another thing I want to talk about is, you mentioned infrastructure, sidewalks, and curbs. We've been working, I started this initiative in our neighborhood and a bunch of neighbors, working with Public Works because the The code is very clear. It's the homeowner's responsibility to maintain the sidewalks and the curbs of their property. There's a lot that's not being done, so my initiative in our neighborhood was to communicate that it is the homeowner's responsibility. And it's a tripping hazard, it's liability. Your insurers are coming after homeowners now if there are tripping hazards. So it's better to get it done on your own timeline instead of waiting for the insurer to come after you. So I'm requesting that the city help educate all the homeowners in Trenton that it is the homeowner's responsibility, whether it's a resident-owned or rental, to keep maintaining the property, the curbs, and the sidewalks. It's really an eyesore to a lot of the city. And I want to say Mr. Nitri and his staff have been very responsive because, yes, there is the issue. If the city trees are lifting the sidewalk, that is the city's responsibility to fix. But that's only a minority of the problems. And we know, I want to make a plea on behalf of Public Works, they need more money. They don't have a big enough budget to deal with all the sidewalks and curbs in the city. So I don't know if DCA can do anything about that. That's a quality of life. It's the bad image to the city because of the decay for that infrastructure. So that's just a request that we get some more funding. I know we have funding. I'm sorry if I'm speaking out of turn, but it would be great if we had more funding so Public Works could do more of the repairs that the city is responsible for. That and communicating what the homeowner is responsible for. So that's all I want to say.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. As you come to the podium, please state your name and your address so that we can, and I'm going to have somebody in the back getting also your telephone number, but I don't want you to be giving your telephone number in a public forum so that we can contact you later on. So I know that, okay, could you please come to the podium?
Hello everyone, my name is Janice Cloyd and I'm a resident of Trenton for 72 years. And I'm here to say that I'm very concerned about the streets, the roads in Trenton. You can ride all through Ewing, Hamilton, smooth ride. So they say, welcome to Trenton. It's a roller coaster, boom, 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 boom. And these potholes are very, very dangerous. They're tearing up my car, and I know they're tearing up everybody else's car. And I want to know why Trenton cannot get our streets right when the people are riding on them. That's what I'm concerned about. What is our problem? We can't have no smooth riding when we're in Trenton. Everywhere you go, you got a pothole, boom. They come out there, they dig, yes they do, and then it's not filled. It's terrible. You don't know how many times people get their cars tore up and have to pay for them to get fixed. And this is not fair. And I feel so bad when I ride through other parts of Trenton and I'm to take my car as soon as I get in our area, it's boom, 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 boom. Or you got to ride like this to make sure your car don't get tore up. So I think it's very terrible and I think Trenton should do much better about that situation because it's a quality of life because your money is important and you shouldn't have to fix your car all the time, you know. So that's my concern. Thank you.
Good morning. So my name is Albertus Carroll. I've been a city resident, I guess, for 50 years. So I've been a homeowner on particular street. Well, not even, okay. So my biggest complaint about the city is garbage. So whenever there's a holiday, particularly on the weekends, the garbage is left for the whole entire weekend. Memorial Day, Labor Day, Good Friday, maybe Juneteenth. A lot of people aren't aware that the garbage is not going to be picked up, and the garbage will sit there the whole entire weekend. So in my neighborhood, I live in the South Ward, we have a lot of Hispanic-speaking people. What I do is type something out in Spanish to inform them that there's no garbage day. But it would sit there the whole entire weekend. So I'm asking if maybe some type of notice will be given to the residents so we won't have to look at that. It's just disgusting. And the second little complaint that I have reached out to is my street has sweepers that's supposed to come out every day except for Wednesday. I have gone to the departments to complain about this issue, about my street particularly not being swept on the days that it's supposed to be. But then you get a parking ticket if you would still be issued a parking ticket, although the sweepers are not coming out. So that has been going on probably within the past like 4 years. But I know that we now have new sweepers that you guys issue, so I'm praying that that issue will be resolved. But I have reached out, and it was resolved for one day, and the day that the sweeper did come out was the day that it wasn't supposed to come out, and then that was it. So the biggest issue really with the garbage is really bad. Please, if we can get some type of notices out to the neighbors to let them know that garbage will not be picked up, or if it can be picked up the following day. So if it's a holiday, Monday, can it be picked up maybe that Tuesday? Because they will let it sit like the whole entire weekend, so that's it.
We want to listen to everybody, so we are going to limit the time to 2 minutes, please. So please come up. And don't remember to state your address, your name and address.
Lolly O'Brien, Laura is my official name, 23 Fisher. So I think we should put trash cans at every bus stop, and if possible, to put benches at bus stops. I think people just, okay. Now the clock on West State Street across from the Capitol, I was told is a private clock, but it's a beautiful clock. I wish the city could take it over and fix it now that the Capitol is looking so beautiful. Traffic calming on West State Street, okay? Is there a way to do some noise abatement or breaking trees along 29 so that, because so many of the trees have died, the noise from 29 just kind of floats all over Berkeley and the West Ward. That would be great to get some trees planted along 29. As far as traffic, I saw a police car turn a corner without putting on a blinker, and I'm thinking, you need to sort of show what should be done and set a good example. Double parkers, unlicensed drivers, tinted windows. I think if the police could set up a stop and just check every driver, because I know there are unlicensed drivers out there because they don't know how to drive. Two more things. There was a screamer on West State Street from 10 p.m. to 5:30 one night, and we didn't know who to call. Screamed, "Fuck you!" all night long. And if they could open the canal path on the West Ward and all the way into the east would be great. And the last thing is Fair Tree Services took out the city tree on front of my house, but they never took out the stump, and it's been a year and a half. 23 Fisher. Thank you.
Jeannie Winkle, 12 Hillvista Boulevard. It's not really a complaint, it's an issue I need help with. A month ago, a car took out the telephone pole in front of my house, and PSE&G came and replaced the pole, but the other pole is still hanging in there. Now, PSE&G came out and said, yeah, we'll take care of it. And then last week Comcast showed up and tied a rope to the pole. But it's been a month. The place was left a mess after the accident. The tow truck driver did not clean anything up. I had to clean it up all myself. And if there's someone that has some power over PSE&G and Verizon and Comcast. 12 Hillvista Boulevard. 12 Hillvista. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Stefan McCall. I live at 1410 Stuyvesant Avenue, considered Hiltonia, but still Trenton. One of the questions that I have is about the abandoned houses and vacant properties. I do know they have people come from outside the city to come purchase properties in Trenton, New Jersey, but I think that they should streamline the process for people who live in Trenton and maybe have first dibs on those properties to have the opportunity. Another issue is that, myself included, we have a lot of kids growing up, they ride dirt bikes, they ride quads, ATVs all around the city. One thing that I know for sure is that it does definitely bring down the crime rate because it gives them something else to do other than guns and gangs and things like that. So I think if there's someone willing to work with me to be able to find a solution for these children and the guys to ride, I think that there's a way to be able to have the city benefit financially and, the safety as well. Another issue, there's the Trenton Circus Squad. They were just here the other day. I actually helped put that tent up over there near Cash Street. I think that was something great to bring kids to the community, be able to let them learn how to be a part of a circus and things like that. You have the Father Center. They do a lot of things with returning citizens. I think that's great. Andre Thomas with, Renewing the Mind. Are you guys going to continue to invest in, situations about returning citizens and things like that? And the last one I want to say is I do want to thank the police department. Also want to thank the fire department. You guys do a great job of response and making things happen, keeping the city safe. I think your professionalism is great because, we hear about a lot what's going on in the news about, officers accidentally killing people, and it hasn't happened here. So I want to thank you guys.
I just wanted to make a brief comment because the question of purchasing properties have come up and giving preference to Trentonians. We cannot do that constitutionally, saying we're giving you first dibs. Just like, for example, if Princeton were selling properties, they could put a restriction saying we're going to give Princeton residents first dibs. It's a violation of the Equal Protection Clause and would be considered discriminatory. However, for the public's benefit, what we are doing is trying to turn people into Trentonians and making them have a commitment to not only redeveloping the property, but maintaining them as a residence as opposed to any more landlord-tenant type of relationship. So I just wanted to answer that question because it's been a reoccurring theme of giving preferences to Trentonians. We can't give preferences, but we can give preferences to folks who want to live here and become Trentonians. Yeah, go ahead. Properties are being sold forward, yes. Depends on the term of agreement, most typically 5 years. You're welcome. Right. Well, I agree with what you're saying. That's why we're here. So if folks have some questions about that or the process, that's the specific purpose for these meetings. That's why we want to have these monthly, so we can help educate the public with respect to the process for that.
Good morning. Irma Reed, IRMA REED, Phone number is 609-516-0239. Okay? All right, here we go. We want money in the city of Trenton, but you continue to send us to the mall. That's not Trenton. You continue to send us, we want to see movies, we want downtown, clean up downtown, get those people off the corners. The police are down there, and they see all these people. Well, they get them out the way. No, they don't do that. They just sit and chat with them. No. Okay, the next thing is the potholes. I'm going to give you some streets. West State Street, East State Street, Chestnut Avenue, Pennington Avenue, Fraser Street. Okay? Like Janice said, these streets are bumpy. You ride a roller coaster. I don't know how many times I've seen your bus have to be fixed because of these potholes tearing the bus up. Okay, on West State Street and Rutgers Avenue, they have a charter school. Traffic out there is terrible between 2:30 and 3:30, 4 o'clock. They need the cop is sitting right there. You think he would direct traffic and say, go ahead this way, stop this way? No. They line up Rutgers Street, block West State Street, and these people have the buses coming, everybody's stuck. Get the police out there to do something, okay? Thank you. And like I was saying about downtown, bring some stores downtown. We want to go downtown. We don't want to go out there and spend our money, have to catch the bus and go out there. Okay? Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Anita Roach. First, I want to thank you all for bringing this team together to make this a better city, for Trenton is the capital. And I want to be able to say that more and more when I travel around different places and talk about my city. To make mine short, someone mentioned West State Street. I'm going to mention one particular area, Parkside Estate. You can put speed bumps there because school is there and the park is there. So speed bumps would be nice, and even we have a sign that says slow down. I know in Hamilton, they have signs that says slow down by the school area. So I'm just, giving that as a suggestion. The other thing, policing. I'm kind of confused on that, or how arrest is being made. Is there any type of de-escalation? Because I hear that it gets a little ruffled even with innocent people. So I just wonder how that is being worked out. I have 2 sons. One is out of the state, but he comes to visit, so I just wonder how the relations is between officers and young men. Let me just put it that way. But I'm with the police, and we need police officers. And I love our police director here, I just love him. The other thing is hospitals. I don't see anybody here from the hospital to speak on that. I took my niece to Hopewell, and she was pregnant. I had to stop along the way on the side of the road while she had an episode trying to get to Hopewell. So I wonder what we're doing about that, getting from Trenton to Hopewell, and this is my niece, and my sister couldn't get to her because
she worked out Quaker Bridge Road. So think about how to bring hospital or something to help someone who's in immediate need right in the city. One more thing. This is on a light note. For the 250-year independence, are we doing anything next year to put Trenton on the map? Yeah, so I'd like to hear something about that. I mean, I watch the Philly news. No matter how much crime goes on there, guess what? They still have fun. The program still goes on. So I'd like to see more of that in the city of Trenton. I am a native of Trenton, so I remember when we had a whole lot of fun activities. They bragged about our city, we bragged about our mayor. And I love our mayor because he's everywhere. So he's a people person, I love it. So I love this new team, I love the vibe that you all give. It seems like you really, really care. So keep it going, don't just talk, but do the work. And I know that you got to do paperwork, you got to be permits and all that contracting, working, what have you. But I'm one of those people, I can put on heels, but I roll up my sleeves. So we have to do this together. I want to brag about my police department. I remember when we used to walk down the street, hi, Mr. So-and-so, hi. I want to be able to do that. You know, but I'm not saying that you're not doing any work, but just keep it going. Keep going what you're doing. But please bring the hospital director, the staffing on board so it can get better. We have to get better with the hospitals. Emergency care, that's good. I'm glad we have them. But bring something to the hospital. It's a heartbreaking they took Mercer Hospital away from us. So that's what I'm done.
My name is Frederica Lockhart. I've been a taxpayer for 35 years. My concern, I want to piggyback off everybody talking about West State Street and the corner of West State. I know the city owns some and the county owns some, but we do need bumps. We need stop signs because we have a park across the street and we have city children across the street that used to be junior 3, and we have no control of the traffic. We have an accident every other night. Every other night. If it ain't during the day, it's in the midnight hours or early that morning. And we just need something. I don't know how the city's gonna come up with it. We need more lines in the streets. We need to let them know, stop, it's a school across the street, kids playing in the park, but it's the highway. I don't care what time of night it is, what time of day it is. We got maybe 3 accidents every week that goes on in that area. And I'm just so scared that they're just gonna run, a car gonna tumble over and hit somebody's child on the bus stop. And that's why I'm just supporting my park, my school, and some roadblocks, maybe some more lights saying it's, you know, careful is the school, careful is the park, because every week it's about 5 accidents on that corner. And that's all I want to bring, to see what we can come together to stop all that traffic, because every time it's an accident, my car insurance go up. every year. And I'm like, I wasn't in the accident, but it's just rated so high for an accident right there. And I know the county got a part of it, but the city got most of it.
Hello everyone, my name is Donna Daves, and I've been in my home for 34 years, and it's getting bad. The Liberty gas station, they opened up about, I guess about 2.5 years ago, but it's nothing but a drug-infested place. I have brought my concerns to the city council. I also talked to, I guess the captain here, I talked to him the other day, and he told me to call the police. When I see some action, just keep calling the police. Well, I called the police the other day, Because they're not only hanging there, they're hanging in front of my house now. Now there's a problem. So I called the police and then I expressed my concerns about them in the store, videotaping, selling drugs on the outside of the store. And when I called him, he said, well, what crime are they committing? I said, what you mean, what crime are they committing? They're hanging out there, they're videotaping in the store, they're out there just having a seat. And the gas station attendants, I guess they're scared to say something to them. Their windows thing got broken. I don't know what might happen to me when I come home. It's a concern. Now that company is coming in front of my house and I said something, they got stuff hanging up all on my wall. What are you doing over here? Go back over there. You know, that's not cool at all. And then when I called the police department, he wanted to know my name. And what kind of crime are they committing? You don't need to know my name. It's a concern. If I'm calling you, it's a concern. And I just need somebody to go out there and just, stop all that hanging around. And we paying our taxpayer, that bringing our tax in our areas. It's bringing our tax area down. Whatever crime, people are scared to come. My neighbor said, can you go to the store and get me something because I'm scared? You know, he's scared to go in the store to buy stuff. That's bad. Well, I'm talking about drugs now. I'm not talking about illegal stuff. I'm talking about a real concern for these drugs and you know, they had, I'm going to express my concern one more time. They had a handicapped guy. He had seizures and everything. They're dragging him out of the store. They was just playing with him. He has a seizure. He can pass out or, you know, they're going to catch a body. It's bad. That Liberty gas station, I just need somebody to go in that area and just stop it. Because it's a concern.
Good morning. My name is Johnette Smart. I have been a resident of Trenton all of my life. I live on Oliver Avenue in Trenton, New Jersey. My concerns are a little bit different than what has been brought forth to us. I always say that we should follow the best practices of other cities and towns and model what they do. So in doing that with the CitiStat, and having known about CitiStat for the amount of time, the amount of years that it was known about it, I just wonder why Trenton, in the state of New Jersey, Trenton is always looked at as an afterthought. We are the capital city. We should be the model city for this state. We should be receiving funds that represent we are the capital city, so that we are a model city for the state of New Jersey. I remember being a young child, being able to do things in the city without having concerns about what was going on, or, you know, our neighbors are no longer neighborly, and that has to do with what we're looked at, how we're looked at. The DCA, I used to work for the state, so I know a little bit about DCA and what it is to do to help cities that are having trouble become whole again. And it doesn't seem like with the years that Trenton has been under DCA, that has been happening. I appreciate the fact that we are now doing CitiStat and that we are now being a more discerned partnership with DCA, but it needs to be stronger. The few homeowners that here in this city, we pay a lot of taxes and we get little service. That's not right. We can't keep bearing the burden of this city without finding ways to bring revenue to the city. That should be a partnership with DCA. You should be helping the city of Trenton find ways to bring revenue. Also, having these meetings on Thursday is a problem for me and some other residents that can't be here, because this administration knows that there is a meeting that takes place every first and third Thursday of the month at 10 a.m. to address issues for our city. I would appreciate it if DCA would look at another day and possibly time to hold this meeting so that our directors who are from this equivalent amount of finance to help out our police department. But we want them to create miracles that they can't create. We want them to address issues that they can't address. We give them issues that are not their issues. I'm so glad now that Director Richardson has said that some of the concerns that go to the police department don't belong there, and that those concerns will now go to those areas where they concern. I'm very supportive of my friend Wally over there, who attended the Citizens Academy with me. I think that he's always been reachable, and things get done when you do call public works. I would like to have that relationship with all of the directors here in this city. So, DCA, City of Trenton, get together, make resolutions, bring out solutions to help this city become the city that it once was and can be even better in the future. Thank you.
Just a point of clarification, we will be changing the times from one month to the other. We want to make sure that the residents have different opportunities to attend these meetings. For example, the next meeting is scheduled for June 18th at 5 o'clock. In that way, we will be rotating the time of the meeting so that we allow our senior citizens and the remaining of our residents to come at different times that are more appropriate for them. So please make a note, our next meeting is Wednesday this time because Thursday is a holiday, so we want to make sure that you guys make a little note of next meeting Wednesday, the 18th of June at 5 p.m.
Good morning. My name is Walden Maronkira. I'm sorry for my speech. I just got surgery just in my mouth. Trying to explain better things. I'm here with owners of the bakery, The Delicious, located in Berry Street in Trenton. And also I'm coming here to represent Vicente, owner of Frank's Restaurant. We have a couple concerns. The first concern we have, back in a few months ago, we got the Parker Authority came in to put some signs for loading at our business because we have our business loading and loading. So one night we got a lot of tickets, so we understand now we have a place to park our vans. But I don't understand, they put us a sign and the Parker Authority still can't give us a ticket when we're loading. That makes more sense to us. It gives a ticket, we have a sign saying loading zone. I'm sorry, then we have a loading zone for us or for anybody when I load our business, and you still can't give it a ticket with attitude, right here. So what's the signs for? This is like this decoration outside our business? That's ridiculous. This is too much out of hand. We had a meeting with you last month, and you said when I send somebody to check the business, and you're still waiting for the promise. 30 days later, you still not receiving nobody coming to the business, to Frankie's restaurant, to other restaurants to see what kind of do with the business. And the second, I have another issue. I have one of your officers carrying a gun. How the parking authority carry a gun? It's just I saw that. I told you the name, Peterson. It is not gun, or electric gun, but I saw South Clinton talking to the Spanish person who was parking illegally and put his hand like this. That's the intimidated person. You should not carry a gun if it's plastic. That's intimidating people. That's wrong. If it's just part of the uniform, I don't know, maybe you can explain to us as a community. Another one, Parking Authority, we have an issue. You say 40 years going to answer us to the issues, correct? Well, we have this concern about this person in Home Avenue, okay? It's a video. I sent it 45 days ago. This person be violent with the person who's parking in front of his house. Okay? I know you got the video because it's in the group chat. There was nothing done. 45 days later, still this person had no justice. And the only reason was, he gentleman took the garbage can off his front of his house because he was doing delivery, do not double door parking, the owner of the house or whoever rent the house coming outside, they start beating him up. For no sense. It's one occasion. Second occasion, another day, somebody was parking the car in front of his house. He threw the trash to the car. Nothing be done. Worse, the same gentleman have cones outside his park a house, like no one can park in there. So they park until they have time to get tickets, they have no time to pick up the stuff on the street or say something. Another issue now, it's just, that was Tuesday. I have a video. The person who collected the garbage in the city of Trenton, making more trash to the city. No make no sense to me. People collecting garbage, should leave the garbage like this. No make no sense. The guys working for the city collecting garbage, leaving trash behind. They don't care. All right, we talk about stop signs, right? This morning, I was driving to Dayton and South Clinton across the street from Franklin Restaurant. They put stop sign, they put electrical poles in front of the stop sign. They're going to cause a lot of accidents. You can hardly see the stop sign. So, there's across the street from Franklin's and Liga Bar. So, and now I hope you give response in 48 hours. I mean, this complaint has been going on for 45 days. I said to Capital City Council, I don't want to say the names, but she still followed with the complaints. And also we'd like to know when you guys are going to come out and see where can be parking for this business. Because we like I agree with the lady said, a lot of people want to go to the mall shopping in the mall. We got stores in Trenton, but the public can be parking here. I showed the video last time. They have 3 cars and parking tickets outside downtown waiting to give a ticket to the person. I have it right here. I can show the public. I would love to show it to people because when you talk, you have to have evidence, right? You have parking authority, 3 cars outside the Broad Street, the deli shop, just waiting for somebody to park and get a ticket. So how do you want to have people coming to Trenton? You have people waiting for like a house, waiting for getting tickets, and with attitude. Come on, let's work together with the city. You know, like they got tickets just because they don't live in at 9 o'clock, and they have the signs loaded on, so they can't read the signs. See, this morning, look, how people park in front of the street there, but there's no park authority to go to give tickets in the morning. But nighttime, come and harass the owner of the business. I think that's the right thing to do. If you want to kick all the business out of Trenton, don't give me tickets. No, make no sense. Yeah, I got another one for maybe for the police. I have a complaint. The park, you know the park, it's the group of gangs to bother the kids right now. They play soccer league now. They have 420 kids playing in there. It's a group of gangs, amateur teams, harassing these kids. And the guy said they called the cops, all the kids are like complaining. You know, they can do an investigation, keep these people out of there. It's for safety to the kids. But nobody's afraid to come and talk to you or say something. They're guys. They're like if somebody said they'll go talk to them, oh, what are you guys doing here? They throw bottles to the kids. They try to fight the parents, but the parents are afraid. They're afraid of these people. Let's do something together with the community. I don't live in Trenton, but I care about Trenton. I left Trenton 2 years ago, but still I care about Trenton because I was raised in Trenton for 33 years in Trenton. And I got grandkids in Trenton. I got grandkids going to school now, and I just want to still concerned about Trenton. Thank you so much.
Good morning. My name is Federico Sanic. I'm sorry for no English, pero Waldemar les va a traducir. Solo quería dar un complaint que realmente para el director de la policía, que hace 10 años nunca miraba las motos sin cascos, sin seguros, haciendo un relajo aquí en Trenton, y realmente da mal aspecto para Trenton, porque todos dicen, oh, Trenton es malo, no es malo. Pero ¿qué es lo que pasa? Que si nosotros queremos a Trenton, yo quiero a Trenton. Tengo 40 años de vivir a Trenton. No quiero menearme en Trenton porque amo a Trenton. Nosotros si queremos a Trenton deberíamos de poner cada quien de su parte. Por favor, director de la policía, miren los señores estos de los motoristas, que realmente si no ponemos de nuestra parte van a ser como en Centroamérica, que en unos 2, 3 años van a llevar a alguien atrás y van a comenzar a matar a la gente. No tienen seguro, no tienen casco, hacen un montón de relajo y eso realmente da mal aspecto para Trenton, porque todos lo hacen aquí en Trenton, en Hamilton no van para otros lados, más que solo aquí en Trenton. Por favor, puedo introducir. Gracias.
He said, good morning, my name is Federico Sanik, and for the last 10 years, and lately now in Trenton, they have an issue with the motorcycles in the street, making some tricks in the street, and what he said was, they drive with no charms, they drive with no hats, they go making noises, they're blocking the streets, but they don't go outside the Trenton because they go to Hamilton, Lawrenceville, somewhere else, they get arrested, but in Trenton, nothing happened. And they're doing in the streets all the time. So it's going to continue, it's going to do the same thing when they do in the South, on the South countries, they come in and do stuff like that. So what we should stop it right now, make it get worse. And I'm sorry, he said, I said, because he loves Trenton, that's why he don't leave Trenton. He lives in Trenton for 40 years. If we love Trenton, we should work together because we love Trenton.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Candelaria Saní. Solo quiero, como decía mi esposo, pedirles por favor que miren lo de las motos, porque la verdad que el día de la confirmación en la catedral en la noche estuvimos a punto de chocar por culpa de esos muchachos, son un gran montón. En ese ratito pues apareció la policía por ahí, pero sí eso es demasiado, por favor, y ya están llegando por allá con nosotros y ahí se atraviesan muchos niños y ahí en la esquina de nosotros han habido muchos accidentes. Muchas gracias, que Dios los bendiga.
She's basically reiterating the problem with the motorcycles and asking for the police to intervene with the amount of motorcycles without license in the city and running through the streets.
Today I'm standing before you not only as a resident of Trenton, but as a boy of 6 families who came to the city housing program full of hope, for stability, for dignity, and for the opportunity to build a better future here. They are here. We came ready to follow every rule, to meet every document, attend every meeting, and we did. We did everything that was asked of us. But instead of clarity, we was met with confusion. Instead of fairness, we was met with silence. And instead of respect, some of us was met with humiliation. Several of us arrived at a meeting we were invited to, only to be told those meetings never existed. Others submitted financial documents, bank statements, letters from institution, only to be ignored or to tell them they weren't enough. With no clear standard, and most of the repeated follow-ups never received any decision at all. Not approval, not denial, no explanation. It's not just disappointing, it's deeply painful because it sends a message to us and to our children that no matter how hard we try to do things the right way, the system isn't built for people like us. Meanwhile, we see property being acquired by developer and investor, often from outside the community, moving swiftly through the same process that led us in the limbo. And we can help but ask, who this process really need to serve? We're not asking for handouts. We're not here to complain. We are here because we believe in this city. We work hard, invested our time, our money, and our hope in Trenton. And all we ask in return is fairness, respect, a process we can trust. So we respectfully request a full transparent review of the housing application process, timely and respectful communication with all applicants. This is about more than 6 families. This is about whether Trenton is building a future with its people or auction out to the high bidder. We love the city, we stood by it. Now we are asking to stand by us. Thank you for your time and for your courage to help us make this right.
Good morning. My name is Bernadette Jones. I'm gonna be real quick. I heard Freddie mention West State Street bumps. Myself, I don't take that street. I go all the way around and hit the highway to keep from coming down West State Street. It is horrible for it to be a historic street. I'm shocked. Now, while you come down West State Street, make that little turn past Junior Green, that side street. I think you might find some cars in a pothole right now as we speak. I never seen anything like it. Had to be about 3 to 4 potholes there, and in the morning I see cars literally diving in them. Please check that out. You have kids go to the school and folks dropping their kids off. It's not good. Second, let me just mention Summer Street. Anybody know Summer Street, up the hill, Shallow Baptist Church? Shallow Baptist Church, bless their heart, they have a lot of funerals there. But you have a lot of people swing from Shallow and come down Summer Street. Summer Street is not a speedway. I have a young lady who lived there with her young children. 2 of them are autistic. Almost hit the residents that live there. That's unnecessary. She needs speed bumps for Summer Street. Please help us save our children, save your residents. Those folks, they are homeowners. So please get some speed bumps on Summer Street. That will help be more safety for the residents. Thank you so much.
Hi, good morning. My name is Mrs. Walker. I live in the area of Oakland Street in North Aston, Trenton. I want to thank the young lady who asked me if you all had this canceled. Some of my concerns were addressed, but still, there are still issues going on with it. I thank you for coming out. It comes to quality of life. It comes for the issue of the ordinance of the sidewalks. You cannot come down Stuyvesant to Oakland, everybody standing on the corner. There's not even a school crossing guard for the children. There's not even one on Oakland Street. Now, back in the administration under Tony Mack, they changed some signs on Oakland Street. We didn't have parking in front of the senior citizens building. We have a drug-free zone, but there's a drug zone. You know, it needs to be issued. And also, as the young man talked about the RVs, the bikes, and the Jeeps coming down, we have the railroad tracks. If they want to ride and perform, give it to them. Do like they do down south. They charge them a fee, put a food truck out there. Let's make us some money. If you want to just cut up, go ahead. Hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. But put our communities back for the residents and the children. Because you cannot come from school without going up Oakland Street. You cannot come down and see the right of way, the right and left of you, coming off that side street. It's like a free zone. 2 weeks ago, you had the woman and her son is a football player, was hit and sent into the Oakland Street apartment. And that's another issue. Oakland Street apartment is not listed correctly. The things that go on over there. They have reels tied up to the wrought iron fence. Now the kids gotta come down the street. What if they plan and fall into it? Now we doing soliciting on the street. Do they have permits to sell food in the open area? It's just some things that just been looked over. It's not quiet. We put up with a lot, and we just tired. I had a young family play car radio with a boombox in the back from 1 o'clock in the morning to 9-something till an officer came out. I understand they're busy, but for those that gotta go to work, you understand they can't do their shift. They can't work right, because all night long they done heard from Latino music, R&B, everything else going on. And somebody has to get that Oakland Street apartment security. We took them to court before the Oakland Street Civic Association. There's rules and regulations in it. Just fall to the wayside. And that's my concern, and I think the officers and everybody that was involved that handled some of the things that I just discussed. But after 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, when the city shut down, it's on the popping. It's not right. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Henry Tomlin. I live at 1466 Stiles Avenue. I'm the homeowner of 1466 Stiles Avenue. When I purchased my home in Trenton, I was under the impression that Trenton wanted homeowners. The house that's attached to me, it has this big tree, and it's full of gypsum rocks, and it's falling all over my property. Then after that, it bears berries. And this gutters is clogged for like 3 years. And I asked him numerous times when it rains, like the rain we are getting now, that the rain overflows and goes down into my basement. And he told me I was a woman. I didn't know what I was talking about. There's no way that he can put a downspout on his house when there's already one there. As a matter of fact, I did it. When I did my house, I did it all the way across because the houses are semi-detached. He needs to trim that tree. 2 big branches already fell on my house, but I didn't call the insurance company. I let it ride. Also, when they repaired the streets, I don't know where this mud and this blacktop is coming from. Whereas we never got water in our driveway. Now when it rains, the water is up in our driveway. It's probably really pissed. I got my little notes here. 1460, I'm 1466 to 1468. And then 1466 to 1468. And he has the same tree in the backyard. Until I cannot really enjoy my house. The tree roots is sticking out, it's all in my yard. And the city came when they was doing the streets. And when they went down into the home, they got 3 to 4 yellow cans of blacktop. That was from the vibration when we repaired the streets. So, I'm losing my train of thought. So they got 4 cans of that out of the, out of the sewer lines. Whenever they open up that sewer line, or the neighbor down the street has on her sewer line, somehow it affects the sewer line, can't get back up to where I'm at. And by him not doing that tree and cleaning over the road, he's attracting animals. The bird poop is ridiculous, all on my property, from the steps, the streets to the cars, and this is like every day. This is like every day. And another thing, I love animals, but I suggested you before during the pandemic that you need to do a dog park. Because people are walking their dogs, but they're not walking their dogs in front of their door. They're walking their dogs on other people's property. When you put your dog on somebody's lawn, that's your property. Now everybody's getting sidewalk and the curb belongs to you. But I got to go out there and clean that up. They're not going to bring them to the streets. And then another thing, they expect us to get out here. Stiles Avenue is the looking glass in the Hill Tony.
Looks like I'm the last one. So my name is Dr. Tash. I live here, I've suffered here, I survived here, and I've committed my life to serving here. I want to acknowledge that the city is making a real effort. Thank you, Mayor. And I truly appreciate that. So mine is not really a complaint. I have just identified some gaps in communication with the residents. Many community members are often feel disconnected from local events and key stakeholders, and as a result, they are unaware of the great initiatives currently underway in Trenton. I have single-handedly engaged over 500 community members on my own and informed them of the services available to them. So my question today is, does DCA, in collaboration with the city, have a strategic plan to more effectively engage residents and generate excitement and participation in these programs? I believe there should be a clear commitment to partnering with grassroots movements and trusted community-based organizations, those who are on the ground every day walking and interacting with the public. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with someone about identifying and involving these trusted local organizations to help bridge this communication gap and strengthen community engagement. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody, for showing up to our first, our second, technically, CitiStat meeting. Please rest assured that we heard you loud and clear, and that we will be, I know that the directors have been making notes as it pertains to their departments, and we also have another person recording these conversations and these concerns. We will be addressing them, and we should be contacting you soon. Thank you so much for coming out this morning. Mayor, I don't know if you want to say last remarks before we go home, go to our offices and start talking about how we will address these issues. So kudos to Trenton for showing up this morning in the amount and with the intensity that you did today. Again, we heard you loud and clear. Mayor.
Doctor, that was a great, where'd she go? She already left. This is the opportunity to try to get better communications with our constituents. So we hear you loud and clear. We're going to we're doing this once a month. We're going to change the various times. We wanted to have one during the day. It's just a coincidence that it was today in conflict with the 4 Cs. We didn't mean to do that. Well, there you are. No, you were the one who last. And that's my continuous frustration, is trying to get, we do a lot of good things, but nobody hears about it, and it's really difficult to get that communication going out. We have a lot of events in the parks and in the cities and improvements, but it is the untold story of Trenton. So thank you for that point. We have to do better, and we have to do better at being responsive. We heard you all more. We have to be better at responding to our constituents' needs. So God bless you all. Thanks so much. And I really have to compliment our directors, because they're all part of this, and they want to make sure that we're better responding as well. Thanks so much. And I see ETC is here. They're having a water meeting tonight at 5 o'clock at I know I was about to say Wilson School. Darling McKnight School at 6 o'clock. Please come out. It's an opportunity to talk to DEP as well as through ETC about concerns about our water department. And our director, I know I'm going to be there, but our director is going to be there? Okay, great. Fantastic. And we'll see you all next month. Thanks so much for coming in here. God bless.